What's up guys, it's Josh here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the infamous knuckleball. Let's do this. Alright, first things first, you're going to get yourself a pair of boots. Now, this is all personal preference. Now, for me personally, I've noticed that in starting out learning a knuckleball, you want a boot that's on the lower side as far as gripping goes. Like, something like this would be absolutely beautiful, for me anyway. Something like a Predator LZ or a Predator Instinct, I would say would be a little bit more difficult for the newcomer as to learning a knuckleball. Next up, you guys are obviously going to need a ball. So if any of you guys have watched any of my videos before, you'd notice that I like to use match balls. But if you're just learning out, I would highly recommend using a glider ball just because it's lighter and it's easier to hit with a lot of power. Now, when striking a knuckleball, there's two ways that I have found that work well. Now, if you're going for a power shot in a knuckleball, so you really want to generate a lot of power, you'd want to be hitting right up here, sort of on where the ball of your foot is, just on that point right there. Contact that, you'll get a very powerful strike. If you're just learning out, where you might want to hit it is more closer to the toe area, sort of in this spot. Now, why I say that is here it's a much larger area to hit, so there's much less room for error. Here you got to get it straight on, or else you're going to hit the ball with a different part of your foot and you're just going to f*** up the shot. So you've got consistency and power. Now, essentially with a knuckleball, you can hit it anywhere on the ball, but what I like to do is I like to align the valve. Not because it'll make me hit harder or anything like that, but just simply because it gives you a spot to aim for. So you want to shoot the ball just below the center. So say the center of the ball is here, you want to be hitting it right here. Now, it is a very small part of the ball, but trust me, it's easier to hit than you think. If you hit too far to either side, you're going to slice it and the ball's going to go there. If you hit the ball too low, it's going to drive right up. And if you hit the ball too high, it's just going to go straight along the ground. We'll get more into that when you see some examples. Over the past few years, I've evolved my run-up style quite drastically from when I first started. Now I take 5 steps back and 1 to the left. Obviously reverse it if you're a left footer. But that's essential in hitting the correct part of the ball consistently. Eventually though, you should evolve your own run-up style that works for you. Now, as you can see here, I'm looking at the far post, and what I'm going to be doing is I've got my foot lined up to right there, because that's where I want to hit it, so that's where my foot's got to be. Now, as you can see, I've got my ankle locked, and I'm ready to go. So I take my steps back, and then I take my 1 to the left, and that's basically what I look at when I'm about to take a free kick. The follow-through in a knuckleball is the most important part by far. It's going to feel very awkward at first, but you will get used to it after lots of practice. So what you're going to do is you're going to be stopping your follow-through short. And how you're going to do that is you're going to be swinging your kicking foot to the left. See how it goes to my left and my back foot just follows. So once again, it feels awkward at first, but you'll definitely get used to it. It's very crucial that you stop your follow-through short. If your follow-through is too long, you're going to have a nice powerful driven shot, but it's not going to knuckle at all. If your follow-through is too short, it's going to be like a goal kick, and it's just going to go sky high. So it's really, really crucial that you get this correct. The only way that you can really learn it is just by watching, and that's why I provided so many examples. So hopefully you can get the gist of it, because it's something that's not very simple to explain. It's really important to keep your ankle locked throughout this entire follow-through. If your ankle becomes loose at any point, for one, you're going to break your ankle, and for two, you're just not going to get any power behind the shot whatsoever. One extra tip that I will say though is in your follow-through, you really want to make sure you've got great posture. And what I mean by that is you want your knee and your head directly over the ball. Now what that's going to do is it's going to help keep your shot lower than if you were to lean back, which would cause the ball to raise. The reason I picked these examples is because I thought my technique was very good in them. Now you're going to notice a lot of variation in the shots in these clips. That's because this technique is the exact same for a topspin shot. So you're going to see topspins and knuckleballs, and eventually you're going to be doing them yourself too. Now, as you can see, all my things are perfect. My run-up, to my follow-through, to my posture, it's all looking good in these examples. Alright, reason I'm doing this is so you can see some sources for error. Now in this free kick, you can see that I'm leaning back a little bit too much. Thus, the ball goes basically sky high. In this clip, I hit the ball too much on the right side, thus causing it to curve and not go exactly where I wanted it to. Once again, wrong ball to foot contact. I hit the ball too high and too far to the right, making it stay low and go off target. Horrible free kick. Now, learning how to do a knuckleball is definitely a very difficult thing. I've been practicing it for 2 to 3 years now, and I still can't say it's perfect. It's gotten more or less quite consistent, but that's with practicing 3 to 4 days a week for about 2 hours, just free kick after free kick after free kick. So don't be discouraged if it takes you guys a while to learn it. Honestly, if you guys put in the dedication, you'll be hitting them like Cristiano Ronaldo any day of the week. Now, how I could say you could speed up that process in training? It really does take time and analyzing each shot you take. Did I hit it too low on the ball, too high on the ball? Am I contacting it right? Is my run-up proper? All those things you take into consideration with each shot. And when you hit a good shot, think about it. What did I do right and what did I do wrong? Those are the things that you should definitely be checking out every time you're hitting a knuckleball in training. Now, one last thing to speed up the process a little bit. If you don't have as many balls as I do, no joke intended there. But seriously, if you don't have the same amount of balls that I do, you could definitely hit the ball up against the wall over and over and over again. And that way you're getting your repetitions of shooting over and over again. Practicing the proper technique, of course.